Nicole. Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I have a new release from ILNP. ILNP is hitting our wallets with the 4th summer nail polish collection. I don't have any insider information, but I'm pretty sure this is the final one from them. For summer 2024, we have the Electric Summer Collection. This collection features 6 polishes, all in a magnetic shimmer finish. This collection launches on Friday, July 26th on the ILNP website. ILNP also is sold on Amazon and Etsy, FYI. As someone who is like only recently actually really enjoying wearing magnetic nail polishes in like their personal wear time, I was pretty dang excited about these. I'm actually wearing one right now. If you are new to the brand, ILNP polishes are in 12 ml bottles. They are 7-free, cruelty-free, as well as being vegan friendly. So I will have all of my final thoughts and pricing at the end of the video. I was gifted this collection from ILNP in PR. As always, all thoughts and opinions are my own, and this video is not sponsored. As always, links in the description box and where you can pick these polishes up. I will also have links to ILNP's social media pages, my social media pages, as well as timestamps down there as well. Let's get into this video. Going in alphabetical order, first up we have Amped. The brand describes this one as a muted iris purple holographic that has a silver magnetic sparkle as well as a shimmer that shifts from a green to a teal. Amped had a fantastic formula. As you saw there, it starts off a little bit sheer. I'm going to call this one a 2 to 3 coater depending on personal preference. For the live swatch, I'm showing it in 2 coats. All of the swatches, I'll be showing it using both a horseshoe magnet, which is what you're seeing here, as well as the cat eye effect, which is what you were seeing right here. My full hand swatches are showing the polish both magnetized and unmagnetized. The magnetized fingers are my middle nail and ring finger, and that's across the board for all of my full hand swatches. Found Amp magnetized super easily for me. For my full hand swatches, I used a ring style magnet. While ILNP does describe this polish as having a green to a teal color shift, I was only really seeing the green in person. I did find that this is one of those magnetic polishes that you lose a little bit of the opacity when you magnetize it. So if you want the most opaque finish that you can get, I would recommend building this one up and then magnetizing your final coat, which is what I did for my full hand swatches. Magnetizing the polish that way also makes wearing magnetic polishes a lot more bearable. If you are new to magnetic polishes, you do need to use a magnet to get the magnetic effect, and generally you need to hold the magnet over the nail for somewhere between 30 to 60 seconds. I usually tap out around 30 seconds because I cannot do 60. This polish does have a very slight gray quality to it. It's definitely in the purple family. It is not gray, but I feel like there's just like the teeniest hint of a droplet of gray in here. Removal for this one is not going to be overly difficult at all, but it's going to be very messy due to all of the pigments in here. Next up is Flashing Lights, which ILNP describes as a teal magnetic polish with a yellow to green shifting shimmer as well as holographic sparkle. Once again, we have a fantastic formula that starts off a little bit sheer on that first coat, but this one builds up really nicely in, again, 2 to 3 coats. If this wasn't a magnetic polish, I probably would just wear this one in 2 coats. It have a tiny hint of visible nail line in 2 coats, so my full hand swatches do show this one in 3 coats, and again, only the final coat is magnetized. I really love the fact that all of these polishes have color shifty shimmer on top of the fact that it also has silver magnetic pigment. Across the board for all of these polishes, you do see the color shifty shimmer a lot better once you magnetize the polish. For Flashing Lights in particular, I was seeing more of an orange to a green color shift. It was raining pretty heavily when I was swatching this release, so unfortunately I did not get natural light shots, but here's what it looks like just in my nail room. I wouldn't describe the holographic in this polish as like a boom in your face holographic. There still is plenty of holographic sparkle. Once again, removal is not going to be overly difficult, but it will be very, very messy. Use the soak off method. And now we have Glowstick, which the brand describes as a radiant pink holographic with a silver magnetic sparkle as well as an intense blue shimmer. Glowstick also had a fantastic formula, but it does need to be built up because it's very sheer on that first coat. While I do agree with the brand that the base on this one is very pink in tone, thanks to that blue shimmer, this has a very purple look on the nail. There are quite a few of purpley looking polishes in this release, and while side by side I don't think they're that similar, I did accidentally mix up footage between Glowstick and Amped more than once while editing this video. Don't worry, I already fixed it, but I will have side by sides of all of the purples in this release just because like I feel like if I'm confusing them while editing, I feel like people watching this might also be confused. Glowstick, just like most of the other polishes in this release, is another 2 to 3 coater. I did have a little bit of nail line with this one after 3 coats. Nothing here is going to dry down textured. Removal is not going to be overly difficult, but it will be messy. I don't really recommend scrubbing this one off, but you could if you wanted. First up for comparisons, I wanted to compare this one to Amped. You can clearly see these are not dupes at all, but they are still kind of similar in the sense they both look very purple on the nail. While I was recording this voiceover, I was trying to figure out why I was feeling so meh about Glowstick, because my notes read it as like I was absolutely in love. So I was like, why am I suddenly now not liking it? First, I thought it was because I kind of recently swatched ILNP's Flower Child, which is another polish that has a very pinky purple base with a blue shimmer. But I think what it actually is, I have swatched quite a few polishes in the past few months that are pinky purple bases with blue shimmer with holographic.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad!
So I think I'm just a little bit burnt out on the pinky purple with blue shimmer and holographic train. Although if you want my personal opinion, I do think Glowstick is probably the most unique out of these four, largely because it has that added magnetic pigment, but that's just my opinion. And now we have Lightwave, which the brand describes as a soft violet polish that has a silver magnetic sparkle as well as a shimmer that shifts from an orange to yellow to green. On top of that, it also has holographic sparkle. Just like all the other colors in the collection, Lightwave had a fantastic formula. The base did not feel overly thick or thin, and I had zero application issues. This one was a tiny bit more opaque on that second coat, but I'm still gonna call this a 2 to 3 coater depending on personal preference. My full-in swatches do show the polish in 3 coats, both magnetized and unmagnetized. I found in person, for me, the shimmer of this polish was looking very much like a pinky red to an orange. I wasn't really seeing yellow or green. This was actually my first time trying the ILNP magnetic formula. I think these magnetics are going to be very beginner friendly. I am not a patient person, especially when it comes to magnetizing polishes. I cannot stand having to magnetize a polish for 60 seconds. I refuse to do it. I was feeling particularly impatient when I was doing these swatches, so I did not do my usual 30-second timer whenever I'm swatching magnetics. And that is all to say that I did not really sit here for a full 30 seconds, and I also did not magnetize my top coat layer after I top coated.
I ain't doing shit.
How the polishes look in my full hand swatches is how the polishes looked on me the following day after I was done swatching them. And if you really struggle with magnetics, especially trying to get a crisp line, I highly recommend getting a magnet that doesn't do the crisp line. I'll have my favorite magnets linked in the description box. My full hand swatches again uses a ring style magnet. I swear by this one. My other favorite magnet that I've been doing for the velvet effect, which I really feel is top tier magnetic polish wearing, is the horseshoe style magnet, which again linked in the description box. Removal for this one is going to be fairly messy but not overly difficult. And now we have Power Surge, which the brand describes as a lively green magnetic with a pink to orange shifting shimmer as well as holographic sparkle and that very same silver magnetic pigment. Power Surge also had a fantastic formula. The base did not feel overly thick or thin, and again, zero application issues. This one was a little bit more sheer than some of the other polishes in the release. I did need that added third coat to really get full even coverage. And again, once this one is magnetized, you do lose a little bit of that opacity. I really like the difference in the base color versus the shimmer. I really like how it really contrasts and pops from the base. I do think the shade of green is very pale, especially for a summer collection. This feels very springy to me, but I am not mad at it one bit. I just really enjoyed this one. The shimmer is super strong and color shifty. I was seeing the very clear pink to orange, and I feel like a little bit of yellow at extreme angles. And the holographic is super strong and sparkly in this one as well. This also magnetized super easily, just like all the other polishes in the release. My full-in swatches show Power Surge in 3 coats, both magnetized and unmagnetized, plus glossy top coat. Super easy removal once again, but it's going to be very messy, so I do not actually recommend scrubbing this one off just because it's going to be incredibly messy. And the final polish in this release is called Skye. The brand describes this one as a pale blue magnetic with an eye-catching pink to orange shimmer, holographic sparkle, and that exact same silver magnetic pigment. Skye also had a fantastic formula. The base did not feel overly thick or thin, zero application issues. This is another one of the polishes I would say is likely going to be a 3-coater. I feel like coverage was okay in 2 coats. It was definitely even, but the nail line was very obvious, and I had a strong feeling that because this one wasn't really opaque before I magnetized it, it was going to look super sheer magnetized, so I did add a 3rd coat for my full hand swatches. This polish has an overall very icy look to it, in part due to the shade of blue of the base color as well as the silver magnetic pigment. I do think that because this one has a blue base color that the pink shimmer comes off a little bit purple at some angles. I was seeing more of like a pinky red to to purple color shift in this one. And just like the 5 polishes before it, the holographic in here is super sparkly. It's not the most intense holographic you'll ever see in your life, but it's still very, very strong. This is another one of the polishes to me that felt very spring and not really summer. Just like the other polishes, I did find that once this one was magnetized, I did lose a little bit of the opacity that I got in 3 coats. I was still really happy with the level of opacity that I got in 3 coats. For the final time, nothing in here is going to dry down super textured. You will still want top coat just to seal everything in. Removal will not be the most difficult thing ever, but I still would not recommend scrubbing this one off. Alrighty, so final thoughts. Ha! I lied! Not final thoughts. I'm actually halfway through swatching these. So I feel very confident that Glowstick, Lightwave, and Skye will be my top picks from this collection, but Editing Nicole's gonna pop in now to tell you what her actual final thoughts were. Hello, hello, Editing Nicole here. As I said a little while ago, this was my first time trying the ILNP magnetic formula, so while I didn't think it would necessarily be bad, I didn't know how good it would be either. So I was super pleased with how easy these were, especially since, again, I am not a patient magnetic polish wearer. Like, I'm just not. If in order for a magnetic polish to look good, I need to magnetize each coat and hold the magnet over my nail for 60 seconds for each one.
Nope, that's not how I roll, dog, and you know it.
I don't want it. I'm good. Truly, truly, I am good. I am 30 seconds and that's it. That's all you're getting out of me. I think the only thing that I didn't like about this collection is I wish there was a little bit less purple. This is a very purple heavy collection, and I feel like when you have a 6 polish release and 3 of the polishes look very purple, you got a little bit too much purple, in my personal opinion. And as I said already, I don't think any of the polishes themselves are dupes of each other or too similar, but whenever I'm swatching a collection and I am getting things mixed up while editing my video footage, I feel like there's things that are way too similar that I'm getting them confused for the same release. I am basing my topics just based on my own personal color preferences. If I was purchasing this collection, I likely would go with Flashing Lights, Glowstick, and Power Surge. And yes, I do notice the irony in me saying that I'm kind of over purple polishes with blue shimmer and holographic and literally pick one for one of my top picks. Listen, I think there's a reason why brands do so many purple based polishes with blue shimmer and holographic, because we clearly all really, really enjoy it, but I can still say that, like, it's a lot. As far as sale information and pricing goes, ILNP polishes are generally priced between $10 to $12.50. I'll have the exact pricing written here on the screen. For the first week of sales on the collection, on their website, they have them listed at 10% off. As far as I am aware, I don't think they offer that same discount pricing on the Amazon and the Etsy pages, but if you're watching this after that first week, you can pick this up on their website, Amazon, or Etsy, and ILNP does ship internationally. I would love to know what everyone else thought of this release. Are you planning on picking up? What do you think of magnetics? All the things. Before we end today's video, I want to give a very special shout out to my channel members. Shenanigang, just thank you guys so much for the love and support. Names, of course, all on the screen right now. If you would like to sign up for my channel memberships, there's a link for that in the description box, or you can click join. It's next to the subscribe button. FYI, if you haven't hit subscribe, please do. If you are new to my channel, I upload new videos twice a week, every single week. I also go live every single Sunday. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Happy shopping, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
When I get high, I ain't looking at the clock, still ballin' like Brian. Yeah, I'm headed to the Bucks, then I'm ballin' like yeah.